A staple in Russia, 7.6239 is a common caliber and escape from Tarkov. Going from multiple weapons like the SKS and the AKM series, today we're going to be diving into the best 7.62 by 39 and how the different options that you get stack up against armor and visors. For obvious reasons, we're only going to be testing T45M, PS, and BP here today, and we're not going to be bothering with US or HP, which reasons I'll cover at the end, but obviously you at home probably know why. Let's jump straight into the methodology, level 3 all the way up to class 6, and we're also going to be doing some visor/helmet testing at the end, so stick around for that. It's going to be really interesting. Jumping straight into the armor testing here today with T45M. This is the entry round at 7.6239 and a tracer variant, especially used in Scab Boss AKs. Let's have a look at what that 30 pen can do once we put it up against a Coraza and multiple different other types of armor. And obviously this round is slightly cheaper than PS, so let's see how we run up here. So we saw what we pretty much expected. You got a good chance up against level 3, but once you start to stack up at 4 and level 5, especially good material type, that's where it really drops the ball. Now, obviously T45 is the cheaper variant here, but it is actually statistically not much worse here when it comes up against PS. And although it's actually a tracer variant, if that's not a big deal to you, obviously it doesn't really matter. But obviously, guys, if you have any questions about the ammo testing here, how it's done, or, you know, maybe you want a certain type of ammo tested next, feel free to swing by the Twitch channel. I stream 5 days every week. The link for that will be featured down below. Feel free to swing past and ask any questions you may have. Jumping straight into PS, however, was 2 extra pen, but a little bit less damage here. This is a non-tracer variant. Let's see how it stacks up.
What the hell is wrong with you? Incredible. That's more like it. You got a fucking rat. Kill him. Goddamn.
So you're probably going to be noticing it's not performing any better, but let's actually just jump up against some different level 4 and 5 material types to see what it's like. So we saw 5 shots here for a rat rig, and let's jump into the TV110. Once again, 5 on a TV110 class 4, and how about a ceramic class 5? That's 7 shots for a Gazelle. Last but not least, a CPC armored rig. So once again, that conversation about armor material type that we had earlier, if we're looking here at the Gazelle, it is actually through the power of blunt damage that it basically broke down faster. When you look at something like ultra high weight polyethylene or the AAP CPC, you're going to be noticing a difference here that the CPC just took more damage time and time again. So once again, guys, I'm still working on that material type guide. If you guys want to catch that next video, make sure to like and subscribe. You don't want to be missing future content. I'm going to be working on more of material breakdown, so this is going to be really interesting. There's a lot to armor than just simply what their level is, and I really want to dive into this subject a little bit more in depth. Well, let's try it again this time to see if the results are the same. Obviously, I do this heaps of times, so I thought I'd throw this in. That's 5 again for a rat rig. 5 again for TV110. This time Tac Tech. That's 11 shots for a Tac Tech, and last but not least, CPC. So when we look at the results, I took up some averages here, and the truth is there is no noticeable difference between PS and T45M. Both of them are in the 30s of pen, and PS is actually going to show a little bit more reliability on level 4, mainly because of the fact it has 2 extra pen. But honestly, at the end of the day, guys, the choice is whether you hate tracers or not. Let's look at BP though, and that's what you guys are probably really interested in. Coming close to 50 pen, this is the armor penetrative variant. Let's jump straight in.
We got a rat here, damn it. Oh.
Nice work, bitch.
I think what's interesting here is because now we're at 47 pen, there's going to be a chance to either stop over and over again if we get lucky on the armor or go straight through in a 2-tap. So when testing class 5 armor, we saw some inconsistencies, some armors taking up to 5 shots and others just letting it straight through on the second hit. And that is because of its pen.
We got a rat here, damn it. God damn traitor. We got a rat here, damn it. Nice work, fella. Good one. Marvelous. God damn traitor.
Nice work, fella. Nice move.
So you're going to notice even up against the Zabrallo, we actually saw a lot better performance with a guaranteed 2-tap on level 3 and below, and obviously a guaranteed 2-tap on level 4. But in the level 5 range, it was quite random, anywhere from 2 to 4 shots usually to put people down. But that's really interesting because level 5 is one of the most common armors here for geared players, so showing that BP is insane. But once we jump into visor testing, we'll see some things about PS here. And obviously, you notice it went straight through there on a class 3 visor. And when we come up against class 4, it's a 2-shot. But the reason that that's really significant is most helmets in the game are class 4. Whereas most visors that you're going to run up against are going to be class 3. So for visors, you're pretty much covered with PS. But when you run into the bigger boys, like the Alton and the Masker, you saw some issues there. Once again, showing if you cut straight through the level 3 visors and level 3 helmets, so things like the 6B or the rat helmet, they're going to be perfectly fine to cut straight through. So once again, showing that if you come up against class 5, just like this slap plate on top of this fast MT, that's when you're going to start to run into trouble. Class 5 is where PS really starts to drop the ball. So if you do run into someone with a class 5 helmet or someone with killer armor or anything in between, that's when this round is really going to let you down. So let me stress once again, when you look at the durabilities of most of these helmets, they stopped it time and time again and they are virtually zeroed. So this is really interesting because when choosing your ammo type, you do have to be thinking about how many rounds you can put into someone's head with consecutive accuracy. So an example would be if we look at BP, time and time again, it's going to cut straight through most and has a good chance to go straight through the Alton. In some of the Alton testing that we did, we also had the Alton stop only 2 rounds and other times it went straight through and killed them instantly. So time and time again, we're going to see a chance to go straight through level 5. Even when it comes to the slap, there is still a chance it'll go straight through. But level 4 is where that reliability comes in. Things like the fast MT, Wendy, and also Ulax are no match for BP. So obviously it's a choice you have to make. When running an SKS, I think BP minimum. But when you're fully automatic when firing large mags, sometimes PS is enough to cut the bread. If you have a choice between PS or T45, obviously one's a tracer variant, which you can see here. If that really affects you, then that's something that you have to decide. But it is also cheaper at the same time, so if you are on a budget, it's completely viable. But something like US, if you look at the bullet drop here when firing the SKS, that is a no-go due to its velocity, and that's why I can't recommend this round. If you guys enjoyed this video or you want to see any sort of future armor testing in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. It means a lot to me, and we'll see you on the next one.